If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We've been looking for a song to sing, we search for a melody, search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say if you're out there.
I want us to have an open mind while we'll discuss. We're going to be doing a lot of questions and answering, and just in case we have questions for our chairperson, please, you indicate by a raise of hand later on so we can get clarifications for whatever your questions is. So let's hear from Humphrey. What's up?
When I heard about this ASU strike, I'm a final year student for sure. I was not happy with this stuff. I remember the last meeting we had when there was a warning strike, and the doctor here and also the chairperson, the chairman himself, and also the clique, they had a meeting with us. That's when we were still in government in SOG. They told us why the strike, the main reason for the strike. And they actually, let me say, when you don't know what it's all about, you kind of get distracted, kind of get angry without knowing the reason why they are doing this just for their own selfish reason. That's what you say. But when you ask questions, you tend to know.
This is an open mic promoting freedom of speech, public debate, and active citizenship. And I'm sure if you have been following events in the media recently, even yesterday, the acting president had a program where he declared that hate speeches are like terrorist acts. Well, you are looking at inequality and education. Youth speak out on frequent disruptions of academic activity. That was what attracted me. If you listen to News Monitor yesterday, after the meeting, Minister of Labor, Minister of Education, our national leaders and all of that, they came out to say their own point of views. But then, the point must be made that our union did not bring about strike. After the Federal Executive Council meeting on Wednesday, the Minister of Education addressed the media and announced to the world that they failed to fulfill the understanding they had with ASU in November 2016. And they have been meeting. If these meetings had been held before Monday, 14th August, we would not be here. That is part of the inequality that you are going to look at. That's part of the issues that lead to frequent disruptions. I read on WhatsApp one post, somebody said, strike is a national festival in Nigeria that comes about every 4 years. I don't know how many of us saw that. See? 2009, before the agreement was finally signed by both parties. 2013, before we decided to go back to the trenches, 4 years. 2013 to 2017, 4 years. May I tell you happily that after this one, expect another strike in 2021. But if the government of the day does the right thing now, there may not be any strike in the system again.
Starting from 2013 strike, those of us in 400 level, you remember then we were just given admission and we were waiting for the strike to be called off. But it prolonged. I was not angry because I got to know that Nigerian government has not been fair. And so I had prepared my mind. It doesn't matter how long it takes, so long this strike is for the good of the institution that I'm going into, let it continue. My admission is there, nobody will take it from me. But truth be told, that this strike is what we need right now. because the government has failed on their part. We as students, honestly, we are not trying because we are not standing up to our responsibility. And I'll put it back to the parents, because the parents have failed. Why? The last SUG protest, you could see that a lot of students, despite the rally by the SUG and some students, not to pay the school fees. Some, their parents have told them, don't engage, don't have anything to do with this, with the protest. You know, the money is not the problem. What about those who do not have the money to pay? So we ourselves, we have failed because our parents feel they have what it takes to pay whatever
See, for instance, say I be the one where them give chance. Say I be the one where they make plans. For all man to benefit I be, to make me disagree, to agree to create chance. But now I am not of importance, cause now I am looking from a distance. And that's why he give them the chance to do us and turn us to victim of circumstance.
I want to start by saying peace is not the absence of war, but the presence of justice, equity, tranquility, and equality.
Yes, sir.
It is in this note that I first of all blame the federal government for its inability to stick or adhere to its agreement. And I also want to ask the ASU, or the representative of the ASU here, sir, if you had an agreement, were you also following up the agreement, you know, as the time passes before this time around? Because if the federal government fails to adhere to the agreement, then we need to know whether the ASU on its own has also been engaging them even after the agreement in 2013. And I wish the student union government president, Comrade Samson Luka, were to be here. I listened to him and the VP on Unity FM on why, you know, some examinations were disrupted or interrupted in the main campus and the permanent site yesterday. I do not want to align with their opinions because, one, how many Nigerian universities do run a session for more than 6 months or 7 months, like University of Jos? So if the examinations were interrupted, we should find out how long we spend in a session in University of Jos.
Mama, she is the strong Iroko planted in the middle of our home. Her roots are buried deep within the ancient sands of wisdom. In her, I see a pyramid of strength. Come rain, come sun, she twirls. Our table is never empty, neither is our pot dry. She competes with the rising sun and sings the moon to sleep. Mama's voice intimidates the nightingale. Her melodious songs are more than antidotes. Among queens, she is a queen. Mama is a river of wit to old and young. Mama, though hard as a rock, Mama has a jelly heart. Her love keeps us warm in winter and cold. She is my James Bond and my ally. Mama, when the storm knocks off our roof, when teens travel the zigzag path, she becomes a sailor and a troubleshooter. She is a tigress and a gazelle. Mama always serves a plate of prayer first. It has no season, it's a daily vitamin. Mama is never without her regalia of humility. My sweet mother, Mama, Eneno Jela.
I was in this school to spend 4 years during my undergraduate program. I ended up spending 6 years plus for a 4 years program. Again, it's not all about the admission that I retained, but the time that is lost. What does it bring to mind? it brings about mental stress. What does it bring to mind? It brings about trauma. Trauma I might never regain from. Trauma that I will live with for the rest of my life. Trauma that when I become a grandfather, I will tell my children that I was in a system where I had to school, spend 7 years for a course of 3 years. Is that what I want to tell my children? And it is on that note, I want to say that the problem of Nigeria from time immemorial has been the problem of good intentions. Nigeria have good intentions. Our leaders have good intentions. But the time has come where I'm saying, no, I hate good intentions. I love action. It is action we want to see at this point in time. They had good intentions from 1960 to date. And now look at it. The system, our educational system, has been dying year in, year out. And the funny thing is, as the system is dying, you discover that I use the word export, they kept exporting their children abroad. Now, what is the implication? The implication is this. They want us to keep dying, but let their children keep getting stronger. And when their children keep getting stronger, what is the implication? Because we could not finish in record time, we will not be able to go for youth service. And because we will not be able to go for youth service, they deny us certain privileges. You want to join the army? You cannot. You must be less than 26. You want to join the Nigerian police force? You cannot. Mm-hmm. You want to join SSS? You cannot. So they are deliberately making a system where their children can continue leading us.
I'm a student of physics education. And when I got admission here, I have to find out that I'll be attending my education lectures in permanent side, and I'll be attending my physics and maths lectures in main campus. Sometimes I have 8 to 10 in P side, and also have 10 to 12 in main camp, and it's in A1. So you could imagine, I have 8 to 10, I have to leave like 9:30 to rush to A1. And when you get to A1, you don't have seat to sit down. And A1, I have an uncle that graduated since 19 I was telling him that A1 is still existing in UJ, and he was, A1? You could imagine, we sit on the ground, come to Faculty of Education, Chibok Hall, you sit on the ground for 2 hours for lectures.
Our lecturers didn't know about the strike almost a month before now, but they still admit new students when it is 2 weeks to exams. You're still admitting new students, and then these new students, I don't know how. Did they even write their exams, or they are waiting for the strike to end before they will start their own? No wonder somebody said UJ have 150 level, 100 level, 150 level, 200. There is even, for me, I think medicine have 900. Some people have 1,000 level because the thing is just somehow. And they are wasting our time. Now let's see that these same lecturers, now if you go to find work in their place, he will tell you, how old are you? You say you're 29. Please, I want somebody that is 29 with 32 years experience.
La da 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 da. La da 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 da. You can find them on the cover of a magazine, the finest woman you'll ever see. It would be my fantasy to have them all surrounding me.
The aim and objective of the ASU is to protect the interests of their members, which they are living up to expectation. I will call on we, the students. We have to call our union leaders to tell us the aim and objective of the student union government that we are all members.
Yes, so
when they ask us, they reschedule the timetable. Some people are writing 3 exams, 4 exams, and some of us are very happy that at least we will round up our exam before the strike, which I totally condemn it. For somebody to write 3 exams in a day and we are even happy, some are even celebrating that they have finished their exam, is when the result come out, you find out of 8 courses, you have 4 Ds. Now, it's that time that you will start thinking that let them rewrite the exam.
Like, seriously, when I heard about the strike, I was like, what will I even start doing self? I'll go and start looking for a job. What kind of job self? Like, seriously. And this kind of thing will make people enter into different things they don't want to go to. Before you know, you'll be hearing, okay, so person was indulging this act, something like this happened, this person did this. There are a lot of things that will happen because people, like, I've been going to school, you know, normally I entered the university to be going to school to finish my program for 4 years, and then all of a sudden there's a strike that I don't know when they're going to call off or when they're going to come back. And you be at home, you don't have anything doing.
How can another's opinion weaken me, turn me into a victim of indecency, or make me feel less of a woman, like I've been stripped of my dignity? How can they be right when I'm not wrong? Moreover, how can I stay strong when I have been tormented, oppressed for so long, suppressed by a substances song? If life is a two-way street, then why? Why do I prolong on this one way to a dead end?